So the other day I was talking to somebody about becoming a coach on Team Relentless, and she was telling me that before having her first conversation with me several months ago, she was completely turned off about Beachbody because all she had ever seen was things on Instagram and on Facebook, and it appeared the way it was being marketed was that, Shakeology was a cure-all miracle shake and that you didn't need to do anything. And she knew, well, that it takes more than just drinking a shake or taking a pill or doing a crazy rap or something like that. But the more she got to talking to me and the more she watched my videos and spent time with me, that this is actually not just a sales driven business venture. This is about people. And we at Beachbody, the coaches who take pride in what we do, have integrity, and we have learned to make this about people. Sure, you can order a product through us, and that is how many of us earn a living and put food on the table and pay our bills. It's no different than a storefront that sells, apparel or, different clothing, or even an other health-related business like GNC, where you walk in and you purchase a product. I'm not really sure why coaches take such a bad rap, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what coaches do, because I've seen people be very brutal and ridicule and mock what coaches do, and I don't take it personally. I truly believe that it's just that they're uneducated and do not understand what we as coaches do. What you see on the exterior, what you see on Facebook, what you see is not really what you get. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that you're not aware of, possibly. As a coach, my mission is to not just sell you a product and check back with you when your Shakeology is almost gone, or to not just check back in on you whenever you're done with your program to sell you another one, but I really try to create strong relationships with my team. I have a coach that recently I could tell, even though we live 1,000 miles apart, I could tell that something was going on. So I tried to figure out the best way to approach the situation without being intrusive or overstepping my bounds. And so we had a conversation recently, and it all came down to that she was feeling really down on herself. She was actually comparing herself and her results that she had gotten to the people that were in her challenge group. Well, after a lot of digging and discussion, we found out that it had to do with her nutrition, that she'd been putting in the work. She has the results in loss of inches, and most of all, mentally and emotionally, she's made leaps and bounds and progress. And, even when it comes to her business, she's built a very successful team of people, and she has a 100% retention rate, and she's accomplished great things. But the number on the scale was something that was very detrimental to her and was causing her to want to just essentially throw in the towel some days, because she was like, I'm putting in all this work and I'm not getting the results. Well, this is a topic that, as big as I've made videos, recently and in the past about how important it is to follow the nutrition plan, not reinvent the wheel. These guides that come with the program are not just there to sit on a shelf or to leave unopened or to collect dust. They've been designed by fitness professionals, dietitians, and nutritionists so that it complements the program that you're doing so you get the results. I've seen a major change in the way the nutrition plans have been designed to fit what, modern day, man and woman are going through. And I see how the corporate has listened to what people's struggles are and have geared everything to and designed it to be able to fit people's needs and to help them be successful. So as we were talking on the phone, I referred back to her why, and I asked all of my challengers and all of my coaches on my team to tell me their why. This is what got them started. This is what their goals are. This is what gets them going every day, and everybody has a different why. There is no right or wrong reason to get started, and everybody has a different motive, and a lot of it comes from childhood, from what they're struggling with now, and as the time goes on, as you move on with your journey, your why does change. But it's very important to get to know this, because as we got to talking, and she told me later on that all of her reasons of not following the nutrition plan she was like, good grief, if that was somebody else telling me that, I'd want to smack them. And she was like, I just can't believe how patient you are. And I said, this comes down to learning people and learning why they do what they do. And so I helped her. I never chastised her or made her feel bad for what she was doing or her struggles. And I referred back to her why and helped her come up with a way to meet her nutrition goals to help her get the results she wanted, and a compromise, so that she didn't have to do things that, obviously were painful. And I helped her come up with a plan to get her husband on board and to, get the goals that she needed to reach done, and without having it be frustrating to her, but also not making her do things she didn't want to. So she's been doing it, and it's just amazing. While we were talking about it, we started talking about the business side and different things, and I reminded her of how far she's came, and how why I'm patient with people is because I really take the time to get to know people and get to know their why, get to know their past, to be patient with them and help them learn to go at their own pace. And I reminded her that what I tell everybody when they're coming on board is that you don't have to have a 115-pound weight loss. You don't have to always struggle with your weight to be a successful coach. You just have to be there where you want to keep going, and to rely on your coach, rely on your challenge group, and not compete with anybody else. But the worst thing to do is to look at what everybody else is doing and then compare yourself and make it where you completely lose sight of everything that you've accomplished. And so for me, that's what having a coach is about, is having that champion, having that person to remind you of why you started and help you come up with ways to, maximize your results and be able to take in everything that Beachbody provides, which is health and fitness, and, nutrition help, and essentially the support. The support is the biggest thing. How many of you have started something and something got in the way, and then you kicked yourself, over and over and over again, calling yourself a failure, and, just basically been like, I'm going to settle for this body. I'm going to settle for this life that I'm happy with because I'll never succeed. Well, we are oftentimes the last string that anybody goes to. I mean, because the fact is, most people think that you have to get results that come out of a gym or working with a trainer, and that's not necessarily so. If that's what you do, then that's great, and I applaud you, but it doesn't always work for everybody else. And so sometimes people think, well, if I couldn't get it from going to the gym, if I couldn't get it from Weight Watchers, if I couldn't get it from, working with a trainer a couple times a week, then there's no way I can get it from, some DVDs that you do at home. And it's not just the DVDs that work. It's not just Shakeology that provides a great, source of helping you with your nutrition. It's the fact of having the support. So I encourage you to look and see if you can find a coach that helps you reach your goals, because that's what we're about, is support. And that's why people succeed and they're still with us. And that's why I'm still here almost 3 years later. So I hope this helped you understand what we do and the role we play and why we're so valuable in so many people's lives.